Traders from around the world, what is going on? It's Jeremy Alexander Newsome with reallifetrading.com. Hope you're doing amazing. Just got off the phone with an incredible person over there in the UK, Josh. I was chatting with him about his life and trading. And so, Josh, that was an amazing conversation. Thanks so much for everything. I'm going to do a trade review today and got this one on Twitter, actually. I normally get this in an email or something, but I figured I would chat with this gentleman, this beautiful human being, Lewis Saunders, which I think, are you also in the UK, Lewis? I can't remember if you are, but anyway, we're going to go chat about his trade on Facebook. And first off, Lewis, great trade. I mean, that's the thing that we got to talk about. This was good. You made money on it and I didn't. So, there's that. 1R bullish Facebook trade today, bullish gap and go over an obvious resistance. Previous candle was a high wave, and increasing volume on previous days suggested lots of bears. Shorting resistance were trapped. Just wish I held for more. Learned all from Newsome Nuggets. That's my Twitter handle. Here is the gap that he's referring to, and you are 100% accurate, Lewis. In fact, the thing you got to consider is it's not only that gap that it's gapping above, but just look at your little dashed line. This candle, 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 this, and specifically this candle, this candle, this candle, and this one, right? This one right here actually gapped down. So you had a white candle gapping down right there. So you had a bunch of really zealous and excited bears hanging out. And not only that, but remember, if you're ever looking through a trade, there's no real reason to not go through a lot of reasons and rationales. You're more than welcome to. But here's another one. You had a morning star reversal down here off of the 200. I mean, that is a perfect morning star reversal. Number two, after the morning star reversal, you had a stair step pattern where it just trades sideways, which is a continuation pattern anyway. And number three, just on additional greatness, you were bouncing off of the 100 simple on a weekly chart. So you can go through a lot of different things if you really want to. If you're like, man, this is a great gap. I track Facebook at least 2 or 3 times a week minimum for a lot of traders out there. And this is all things that I was noticing. And I was planning on trading Facebook. I love Facebook. And here's something that a lot of people forget, but I'll make sure you all know this now. Facebook has literally zero China exposure. None whatsoever. They should not be impacted at all by any of these China deals. And yet, they are following the broader markets. FB, Facebook, giant part of the S&P 500. No exposure to the China thing. And so anytime you're going to get good news from the China, Facebook should rally pretty strong since it has zero dealings with anything at all in this whole China situation. All right, so Lewis. So number 2 on your trade on Facebook was on the daily chart, there was no real resistance in the way. Like if you're using moving averages, the 50 EMA was at 184.11. Could have exited some there, if not all. I'll find out where you sold in just a moment. I don't remember. But yeah, you could have sold everything there, which would have been fine if you did. Nice little trade. But once that was there, I mean, you have this nice little bearish candle there. The high of that would be a resistance or maybe the 100 simple, but it was a great trade. So this is how I was analyzing Facebook this morning. And I did set this trade up and it just got skipped right over. So here's what I was looking at. This is before the market was opened, and I saw this candle. I saw this candle right here, and I was like, all right, it's a nice little bullish candle. You can clearly see the support. And I thought to myself, man, this is going to be either a great spot to buy or a perfect trap. So I was wanting this to happen. So you see where this green line was? That was my original entry, 181.55. So I set up a limit buy there with a stop loss at 180.55. All right. First candle that comes in, boom. So nice little upper shadow. It made a new high, new pre-market high. So you had this little bullish candle there at 182.79. So we make a new pre-market high, and we don't come down to fill the entry. So I'm like, okay, cool. We're not coming down. So I canceled the 181.55 entry, which was just, again, right at that pre-market support. Why not? And then I go into a little bit of a smaller time frame just to see what it looks like. So I zoom into a 2-minute chart, again, because why not? It's free to go in other time frames. So sometimes I go in other time frames just to see what it looks like. So there's the 2 minute, and then here's the 1 minute. I was like, oh wow, look at this gorgeous high wave candle on a 1 minute chart. And again, this gap on the daily chart is deadly nice. So I said, okay, I'm gonna make this into a bullish entry at 182.52 and put my stop loss, which was originally my entry, at 181.55. So next candle comes in. I'm like, yes, please. Looks great. No moving averages, just looking, this is how I'm looking at it now. And then that happened. Now, I got skipped over right here on Facebook. Had a bullish stop limit and just skipped over my limit order at 182.52. Pretty dumb. Should have used the stop market. It's Facebook. You're not going to have massive slippage. My buddy Gary Wiggins trades Facebook pretty much every single day, and so does Santosh over there in Houston, Texas. Wow, what an idiot. So I went from a stop limit to, okay, maybe this will pull back. Limit buy, so I went in, changed order to a limit, 182.52, limit buy, and everyone knows what happens. Look at this candle, 4 cents away, few cents away, and we're gone. Goodbye. Bye-bye. And right there, I went, I'm an absolute idiot. And I walked away for a little bit on some trades because I was, a little sad that I wasn't in Facebook. Now at this point, let's go look at what Lewis did. So he played it on the 3 minute chart. Okay. So let me go to a 3 minute time frame, and 3 minute time frame, highway, upper shadow, inside candle. So he took the breakout of that candle. Yep, breakout of that candle on a 3 minute time frame and got out for 1 hour. So he got out pretty much right around here. The thing is, if you're going to play, and again, there's nothing wrong with exiting for an R. Again, I didn't make any money on it at all. However, one of the things I like to try to do is if the trade begins to work immediately, if you're going to hold any trade, that's the one that you hold. Especially, I was typing in the wrong place. Especially if it has a nice gap. Especially if it has a nice gap. So if it has like a mediocre C-, B+ gap and you're trading it because it's a stock you trade all the time and you're comfortable with the momentum, cool. Get in, get out, take an R. I do that all the time, except for October. But with Facebook, this is a great gap, quality gap, very nice momentum. If you're going to hold any trade, this is win. The other part is it didn't even retest. So you're just trying to get out at the top. Like, no one wants to hold through the retest. I get that. I understand that. I hate holding through retest, but that's how you make money. If you want to make a lot of money, you're going to have to hold some trade at some point somewhere. So I would say if I got filled on Facebook, I would have said this. Okay, let it pull back and then bounce. What most people are afraid of is, what if it doesn't bounce? That it might not. There are definitely times it won't. And if it doesn't bounce, you might not make as much money as you could have. But then, what if it does bounce? Right? What if it does pull back and actually bounce off the moving averages? Or whatever you're using. So here's the moving averages. So what if it does pull back to the 10 and bounce? It may or may not. But at some point, you got to hold to try and see if it's going to be the one. And this was the one on Facebook. Didn't even retest. No retest at all. So you're still in it. At this point, you're probably trailing your stop. And just, again, no retest. This is the retest right here. This is it. And there's your 2-hour target on Facebook. So, anyway, Lewis, phenomenal trade. I think your entry was great. And here you go. I would have just hit 2 R's. Need to learn how to hold. Bottom line is, man, you got this part right. And you know why. You understood it. Here's all I can say. Go tell all of your friends, everyone you know, Lewis, every person you can come in contact with. It works, just not all the time. If you can focus, if you can find a strategy, something you can understand, if you get the why behind what happened and when it occurred, you can do this and make money. Are you going to do it every day? No. Are you going to turn it into a career? I don't know, maybe. Can you make passive income off this? No, it's not passive at all. Can you make some income off of this? Maybe generate some cash to do whatever you're trying to do with it. Buy real estate, buy commercial properties, build a business, or pay off credit card debts or student loans. Yes, you can. I've done all those things. All right. So, Lewis, that was it. Hopefully it was helpful. And thanks so much for being on the Real Life Trading team and following me on Twitter. Folks from around the world, thanks for tuning in to your Friday Trade Review on Facebook. I hope it was helpful. And until next time, love life, and trade. Bye.